other than changing my attitude, what am I going to learn specifically from your group?
You're going to learn how to market yourself and do it in a way that you're not chasing people and they're coming to you.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the AppraiserCoach podcast, helping appraisers increase their efficiency, quality, and make more money. Here's the guy who makes it his life's mission to create value for real estate appraisers nationwide. Your host and the Appraiser Coach, Dustin Harris.
Welcome, everybody, to the Appraiser Coach podcast. My name is Dustin Harris. Got a great guest with me today, brand new guest today. Her name is Carole Henryson. She pronounced it for me up front, and I still screwed it up. Carole, welcome to the program. You're from Zen Appraisals in Philadelphia. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me, Dustin. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's a pleasure having you on. My goal here as the Appraiser Coach is to get information to appraisers. And here we're, well over 1,000 episodes of doing that, whether it be technology, people, services, what have you. But we were connected through a mutual friend through my mastermind group. And it's really good to finally, I guess we met in San Antonio, but finally talk a little bit here face to face. Tell us a little bit about your background and your experience in the appraisal world.
Oh my goodness. So real quickly, I got my, I began appraising in 2003. I started out as a real estate salesperson to make money while I was becoming an appraiser, because you
Nice.
don't make any money for several years.
That's true. Some of us still don't, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I did that until I had enough work that I could give that up. And once I got licensed and had enough work, then 2008 hit, and we talked about delivering pizzas for a little bit, but thankfully we didn't have to do that. And then around 2018, up until 2018, we were 100% lender work. I had a bicycle accident.
Appraisers, right?
Like most appraisers. And I had a bicycle accident. I couldn't work for 8 months. There was no loyalty in lending.
You think they didn't just wait around for you to come back?
No. So I just, I figured, well, I better figure something out or find another career, which I didn't want to do. So that's when I learned how to join networking groups and just kind of put my name out there and learn how to be a little bit different. So different meaning we focus on the unique properties that other appraisers won't appraise. It's easier to market something that no one else is offering.
I love that.
So I started doing that. And then in 2020, we were shut down for 3 months. Pennsylvania was the only state that we were not allowed to go inside people's homes during COVID.
Whoa. I remember this. I had a mastermind student in your area, and I remember her telling me that you guys were, and that was the only state that did that. I would that kind of surprises me.
The only state we were not allowed to go for 3 months.
Wow.
So I learned how to build a website, and
why not?
I'm bored if I'm not doing something, right? So I was randomly reaching out to other appraisers, like randomly. How are you doing? What's up? What's going on? I became friends with other appraisers in our area. Now we meet up, like fast forward now, we meet up for coffee once a month here. I organized that, and I organized like a national kind of little network where we meet up and just help each other build our private business.
So here's a couple things that are very unusual here. And I think, and I hope you recognize this. I deal with a lot of appraisers across the country. The fact that you don't just take downtime as downtime, that you're still proactive, creating that website during the times that you couldn't quote unquote work. The fact that you are looking for opportunities where other appraisers are, kind of shying away from certain aspects of the appraisal world. You see that as an opportunity. And you're talking to other appraisers. What? Obviously you didn't get the manual here, Carole.
No, no. I think that, you know what? I read this book. I don't know if you've ever read it, Dustin. It's called Buy Back Your Time.
I've read it. Yes.
Yeah. So he makes a reference in there that entrepreneurs, now not all appraisers are entrepreneurs, right? So in order to be a successful entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs who thrive, this is going to be really wild. And there's an exception to every rule. Have a background of like a dysfunctional type of a childhood. And when you have that, which I check that box,
Me too.
you thrive in like unpredictability, and you do really well when you don't know what's going to happen next.
Okay.
And you can, like, what's the word now, pivot
Yeah.
really easily because you learned how to do it from a very young age. So you just use that as like your superpower, I guess.
So you obviously pivoted hard. Tell me where your appraisal business sits at this point. In other words, you said you were 100% doing during lender work. Are you still doing lending work?
It's funny. I was just looking at our numbers for the month because I had a feeling you might ask me this. So
I'm a little bit about numbers. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do. And I usually wait until like the first of the month to look at last month's numbers. But I looked at our numbers so far this month, and we're at 72% private work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then the lender work that we do, they're direct lenders that come like right to us. So the one of them is all they do is new construction, and all the new construction they do are exactly the same. So you basically, once you do one house in the development, it's easy. So we work with them. And then another lender we work with, they do a lot. They send us really like unique stuff that is the opposite of cookie cutter. So, yeah.
And where do you find that you're getting most of this private work? In other words, what's causing your phone to ring?
So our private work comes half from Google and half from referral. So at first it was mostly Google, and that took a while to build up. So when you go to Google, when I say Google, that's like a very broad term, because when you go to Google, it could be the Google business profile, but it could also be stuff that you post on social media. It'll show everything.
Okay.
So when I ask somebody, how did you find us? Because I always ask that, I want to say thank you to somebody if they referred you. How did you find us? They say Google, but that could mean anything. Right. So.
Right. So when you say more than Google, I think most listeners to my program understand the Google business profile, at least to some level, probably not to the level that we all need to. But where else are you? When you say that includes all social media, where can people find you?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What else is there? They're all posted at once. This is bad, kind of good, but kind of bad. I write the posts and I have a VA that does all the posting.
Why is that bad?
Because I should know all the places that I am.
Okay. What about, you didn't mention X?
I am not on Twitter X. No, because that involves posting a lot. Like if you want to get any kind of traction or attention on there, you have to be on there like it's your job. Like it's like 5 times a day. Yeah. Where the other platforms you can post once a day and it will get traction and views. And the views aren't as important as the people who are viewing it. So it's okay if it only got 100 views, as long as those 100 people are the people that you're targeting.
Okay. So don't get concerned when we post on social media and find that the funny video that you just watched got 30,000 views and yours got 3. Well, maybe 3 is not great, but 300, right?
Yeah. Well, because there's a difference between views that builds, people will say, oh, it's kind of like an ego thing. I got all these views, but is that bringing in money? Is that making your phone ring?
Okay,
So
let's talk about that a little bit, because I talk to a lot of appraisers, and a lot of appraisers want to do private work. At least they say they do. And let's just give them the benefit of the doubt that they put themselves out there and they update their Google business profile. They get a great website. They start posting on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and they start doing whatever they need to do, and the phone doesn't ring.
yeah, that's completely normal. So you have to look at it this way. Like, how long did it take you to get really good at appraising?
Mm,
And are you still an expert? No,
mm,
nobody knows everything about everything. So the first time you post, it's going to be terrible. Just accept it. And the more you post, the better it will get. So when I first started posting, it was terrible. And it took 8 months for my phone to ring because of it. Right.
mhm, mhm.
So I ended up hiring a marketing expert. Like, I paid a marketing expert so I could learn more. Like, anything that you want to get better at, you need to pay someone to teach you.
I love it. Get a mentor.
Yes.
We're going to
Yes.
talk a little bit more about that when we get back from the break, Carole. But first, want to pause and remind everybody of a couple of great sponsors here. Of course, OREP Insurance, being one that's been with us for many, many years. OREP is my insurance of choice. You do have a choice, friends. Now, OREP is different than just your typical insurance company. They are a broker, meaning they're going to look at your individual circumstance, your situation, your office, your employees, and they're going to shop to several companies and get you the best deal. And they do all of that on their dime, not yours. In fact, you're going to save money because they're going to find you the best company for your situation. Check them out by going to their website. It's orep.org. That's OREP.org. Folks, we on a daily basis deal with comps and adjustments and support and work files, and worry about the state board calling. And what if we get asked for a revision and that revision says, where did you get that adjustment? Do you have an answer for that? Well, folks, if you will go to the following website, it is truefootage.tech/tools, and check out TrueTracks. You will find that getting that support for your adjustments is not as hard as you think it is. In fact, it's quite simple, quite easy, and quite affordable. By the way, they are offering right now 2 weeks free for anybody that signs up for TrueTracks. However, if you are a listener to this program and you want to put in a coupon code, it is AppraiserCoach, very easy to remember. Capital A, capital C, no space, AppraiserCoach. You will get an additional 4 weeks. That's a total of 6 weeks free to try it out. And by the way, at that point, you will be addicted. Check them out by going to truefootage.tech/tools. Finally, we're sponsored today by True Home Tracker. What is it? Well, it is not just an order management system, folks. It is a full business management system. I've been describing it lately as everything the Appraiser Coach has been teaching for years, packaged up into software. That's right. Automations for your business, for your orders. Never have a late appraisal order again. Incorporate all kinds of client relations in there as well, but automations that allow you to be able to run your business and be able to focus on running your business and not on dropping the ball. Check it out by going to my website, TheAppraiserCoach.com. You just simply need to check on the products page and scroll to the bottom. It is True Home Tracker. All right, folks, welcome back to the program. I have with me Miss Carole Henryson. Welcome, Carole. It's good to have you back.
It's good to be here. Thanks.
I really appreciate what you were talking about before the break, and that is the work that's involved. And it is work, right? So an appraiser puts himself out there and says, you know what, I'm tired of doing AMC work. I'm tired of just working with these clients. I'm tired of all these revision requests. I want to do more private work, right? And then they try it a little bit, and then lender work picks up again, and they're like, well, maybe I'll just focus on that's paying the bills, right? You've not only done that for yourself. In other words, you've changed from 100% lender work to less than 25% lender work. And now you are helping appraisers to do that as well. Tell us about that.
I am. And also I have to say, like, I have 2 appraisers that work for me and 2 VAs. So I went from like the pits to, we're thriving. We're doing really well.
Nice.
And I think where it starts at, what I believe where it starts at, is the way you think about things. So I'll tell you a really quick little story, something I
Please.
heard this morning. I meditate pretty often, and he told this story of this architect that went to the work site where these builders were building what would end up being St. Paul's Cathedral in London. And he wanted to understand what they were doing. They all looked to be doing the same thing. So he asked the first guy, what are you doing? And he's laying bricks, and he's like, ugh. He obviously is like, he hates his job. He's like,
Right.
I'm building a wall. He's mad about it. And then so he goes to the second guy, and the second guy is like wiping his forehead. He's just frustrated. He's just like, I'm building this wall. The third guy puts down his tools, stands up straight, and looks at him and smiles. And he says, I am building a wall for a beautiful building that will bring inspiration to many. And he's just so proud of what it is that he's part of. And he comes from a place of serving others. Like, he wants to serve others. So if you want to get into private work because you're really mad, it's okay to be
mad. You're still building the wall, right?
Yeah, like follow the dots, right? Right. You need to want to put others ahead of you. And that needs to show in social media posts too. So you can't go on social media and be like, hey, if you need an appraisal in whatever place, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here's my phone number and here's my email, reach out and I'll do that for you. That's not serving anybody. So provide it, think about the person who's going through a divorce, that they're trying to keep things stress-free and easy, but they're not agreeing on things. How can you serve them? How can you help them get through the appraisal process and understand what their house is worth with ease? And that's coming from a place of service. So what can you share on social media that would help them do that?
I love it. I love the inspiration. I love the story. I love the image that it portrays as well. Talk to us a little bit about what you've done with appraisers. You've got a group that people can join. You've got courses. Let's do a little self-promotion, my friend. You've got a big audience right now, and what you're doing, I think, is awesome. You need to tell people about it. You're
so generous. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it. That really means a lot. We have a small group of appraisers that are national. We have one in Puerto Rico, so throughout the country. Brand new appraisers up to 30-plus year veterans. We Zoom once a week. We talk about things that we're struggling with, things that maybe we know we should implement in our business, but we haven't done so yet, and we support each other in doing that. I also have courses that are part of the group, but can be, somebody can buy them separately if they don't want to be in that kind of a group, which basically teaches you how to email people, how to build a website, how to start a private business. And it starts with mindset. That's the thing. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Tell us where to find you. And furthermore, if I were an appraiser who, okay, maybe I am fed up. Maybe I come to you because I am angry, right? I'm done with I'm done with the lender side of things. I want to do private work. Other than changing my attitude, what am I going to learn specifically from your group?
You're going to learn how to market yourself and do it in a way that you're not chasing people and they're coming to you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. That would be the number one thing.
Wonderful. Carole, thank you. And where do people find you? Tell us the name of your website if someone's interested in learning more about doing private work and getting a little hand holding along the way.
www.TheZenAppraiser.com.
That's pretty easy to remember. TheZenAppraiser.com. Carole Henryson, thank you very much for joining us. Let's do it again sometime.
Thank you so much for having me, Dustin. I appreciate it.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit TheAppraiserCoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.